Hey friends, does your garden feel really exposed, flat, kind of boring? You need to zhuzh it up a little bit, get some privacy. Well, today I have got some answers for you because we got in a great selection of specialty trees that are going to fix some very common problems that you may have in your garden. So join me as we talk about fun, cool trees to add to your garden that are going to fix a host of problems. As you know, we talk about all the time adding structure and interest to your garden. A huge part of that, of course, is trees. Trees are going to give you year-round interest. They're going to give you structure. They may give you shade. They're going to give you some privacy. They can give you flowers. They can give you fragrance. A ton of options are available out there for you. So today we're going to focus on some really common garden problems that our customers, our homeowners deal with a lot. Probably the number one thing that we hear at the garden center is, I love my neighbors, but, right? They want some privacy. So what we have, these are Cryptomerias. Now, Cryptomerias, you may not be completely familiar with, but if you have watched any of our videos that take place in our backyard, then you're gonna know exactly what these trees are. These are the exact same evergreen trees that we have along the back edge of our property. They make a gorgeous, fast-growing privacy screening for your yard. So whether you have, you know, just one area that you need to take care of, or like a whole line like we do, protecting the back end of our property, these Cryptomerias are going to do a really good job for you. They are evergreen. They are fast growing. They have been no problems for us whatsoever. We have not had any kind of pest or diseases, funguses, nothing. Now, ours have been in the ground for 21 years. We actually planted them before we built the house because we knew we wanted to have some privacy. So your Cryptomeria, this is a Yoshino Cryptomeria. These are going to be hardy in zones 5 to 8. They thrive in the full sun. Ours absolutely are in full sun and acidic, well-drained soil. Ours are not on irrigation, and they are very happy and very vigorous. They can get to be about 30 to 40 feet tall, 20 to 30 feet wide, and kind of that natural pyramidal habit. But they are just known for their very soft, like I can rub on this all day long. In the wintertime, I love taking cuttings of the branches and using it in containers as fillers. So your Yoshino Cryptomeria, if you are looking for that privacy, this is going to be a great one. It is a fast grower, 1 to 2 feet of growth per year once it is established. So there you go for the privacy. Now, another great privacy tree, we're going to be a little generous with the tree factor calling this. Absolutely one of my favorite trees, shrubs, of course, the tea olives, a sweet osmanthus. Now, probably this is technically a shrub, but we use it as trees. These are going to be another great evergreen. Notice completely different structure and leaf shape here. Very fast growing, love the full sun, even they can do well in like filtered sun. But what we love about your tea olives, your sweet osmanthus, is that of course they will put on these itty bitty tiny little blooms. We've got one right here. And they will give you a heavenly fragrance. I tell folks it's a little bit of a combination of a jasmine, orange, honeysuckle. If you have an area, let's say you have a great patio area, but you feel like you're very exposed and your neighbors are always looking in on you, or maybe you have a pool, this would be a great option for you because it's not going to be nearly as big as your Yoshinos. In that 6 to 8 tall, 3 to 4, you can prune it whatever size you want. But again, another fast grower. This one is already pushing out tons of new growth. We have these by our porch and throughout the yard because we want that heavenly fragrance. So here you go. Your sweet olives would be a great option for privacy and fragrance and fast growing as well. Now, There is a massive world completely dedicated to Japanese maples. There are folks out there that are way smarter on Japanese maples than I am. However, I do know a good tree when I see one. And so we have got some of the Crimson Queen Japanese maples. These are great performers in our southern climate. Even with the heat and the humidity, your Crimson Queens do really, really well. You can see that these are already starting to push out a little bit of growth, and by their habit, they're going to be more of the mounded weeping habit with your Crimson Queens. Now, your Crimson Queen is going to be about 8 to 10 tall, 10 to 12 wide. They tend to be, as a general rule, with your Japanese maples, a little bit on the slow growing side. So it's going to take you just a minute to go ahead and get to this size of a mature size. 5 hardy zones at 5 all the way down to like a -10. I mean, I've got Crimson Queens and they thrive. Of course, you get that beautiful burgundy foliage on it. Kind of goes through a kaleidoscope of changing of colors throughout the entire season. This is a great specimen plant. So if you have a flower bed, maybe it's on the corner of your house or you're doing an island bed, then your Crimson Queen is going to be a great option for you. And you can put other shrubs and perennials around them. That will be, let's see, filtered sun to shade. Not gonna be one that you wanna put out in the full hot sun, at least where we are. If you're in a cooler zone, of course, you can put those in your cooler zones, but your Crimson Queen is gonna be more of a specimen plant for the color, the texture, the interest. Beautiful, nice. Once it's established, y'all, it is like the easiest thing. You don't have to do anything to it. You don't need to prune it. Just let it go and be beautiful. Now, I know for my fellow Southerners who have been driving around lately, you see on the edge of the woods these trees that are like exploding with this brilliant fuchsia purple flowers. And you're probably going, what is that? Because it is a native species here in the Southeast. What am I talking about? Redbuds. So this is a weeping eastern redbud. Specifically, this is Golden Falls. So you can tell by the limbs are not sad, it doesn't need water. It is a weeping tree. And so what the fun thing is about your redbuds, all redbuds, is that they will first put out the flowers. This is just now happening, and the flowers come out on the stems, right? And they will open up and be beautiful. Now, why do you want the Golden Falls? The Golden Falls is going to be another great specimen plant. You could put this directly in the landscape. You could put it in a really large pot, but it is going to, once it comes out, in fact, if Jerry can, I don't know if he can zoom in on that, we have our first little leaves popping out. You get this beautiful chartreuse leaf that is going to be that classic heart shape on this tree. And then I'm going to reach up here, my friends, because the tag's way up high. This is going to be full sun, 8 to 10 tall, 3 to 4 wide, hardy in zones at 5 to 9. So for me being an 8, this is like the sweet spot for us. So it starts out the golden yellow leaves, and then they age to a lime green, hold that beautiful color even in the full sun. And then of course your flowers in this time of year, your pollinators are loving these. So the Golden Falls, there you go. Now, next we have another Japanese maple. This is Tamukeyama. There we go, Tamukeyama. It always takes me, I have to think for a second when I say this one. Now, I actually have this exact tree in the entrance bed at the to the garden center and to our house. It is a relative fast grower for a Japanese maple. It is going to have really heavily serrated, I guess serrated, that would be the better word, serrated leaves on it. That is a beautiful burgundy color. Now, this can take a little bit more sun. And so full sun to part shade. It is going to be 6 to 8 tall, 8 to 12 wide. So still a little bit of a wide habit. It's not as weeping, I don't think, as the Crimson Queen, but a beautiful tree. Great, again, specimen tree. So if you want something a little different than a Crimson Queen, here you go. And it's a great option for you. We have those. Now, I'm gonna make my way back over here because y'all, I am so stinking excited that we finally got these in stock. This is a Slender Hinoki, and this is like, I want Jerry to get in here, like, because the foliage on this is so fun and unique. It is very soft. It is not prickly at all. I can get so excited about this tree because we have this exact tree in the backyard. This is my fun Dr. Seuss tree in the back. It's in the same flower bed as the cherry tree. And when I tell you that this Slender Hinoki brings me such joy being a specimen plant in that bed, it is the absolute truth. We have had that one in the garden probably 5 or 6 years in there. Low maintenance, y'all. No bugs, no pests, no funguses. I don't prune it because it's that fun Dr. Seuss tree, so you don't want to prune it. You want to let it go. Now you'll notice that these do have a stake, and when we planted ours, it had a stake as well. Obviously, I have since removed that because it will start to kind of twist and turn on you a little bit to give it some real fun, funky shape. Definitely full sun. Ours is in the sun from sun up to sundown, handles it like a champion. My birds love it. They use it as a shelter in the winter, and then of course protection from storms and cold. This would be a wonderful accent plant, specimen plant. It's not going to get super tall. So as long as you space it appropriately, you could put this on like the corner of your house, or you could do like what I did and put it within a flower bed as a fun interest piece, and then of course plant shrubs, perennials, annuals around the base of it. It does tend to get wider at the bottom and then kind of has that natural pyramidal shape to it. But y'all, the Slender Hinokis, if you're looking for a cool specimen tree, this is it. And this is a good size. These are already in the 15 gallons. And they're already in that 5-foot range. So there you go. Can you tell I love this tree? I can't talk about it enough. It is such a cool tree. And then we have one more Japanese maple. This is, y'all, Geisha gone wild. This is going to be a cool Japanese maple for you. Now, y'all, again, I have this tree at my house. This is, like I said, the Geisha gone wild. This is going to be a great choice for my southern people. Now, it is hardy in zones at 5 to 9, so absolutely, of course, it will work in those cooler zones. So I have my phone because I actually ordered mine from MrMaple.com. So if you're not local to the garden center and you want maybe even a smaller one, Mr. Maple, as of this recording, has them available online. So y'all, this is the coolest one because of the foliage and the colors on it. So it is going to start out, when it leaves out, with a bright pink margined variegation to a deeper red. Then in the summer, when it's in full sun in the south, it will turn to a green with cream variegation. Now, if you can do it morning sun and afternoon shade, that spring pink and red coloration will stay there for the longest. The more sun it gets, then it's going to turn that green and that cream. It's going to be about 7 feet and 10 years with a vase-like habit, which you can see, right? So narrow at the bottom, and then it comes up and it is branching. And then the fall colors for Geisha Gone Wild is going to be a hot pink to bright purple. Why would you not want this tree? In fact, I'm kind of like, man, we only have a couple, but you know, I already have one in the garden. I don't need another one. I don't need another one. But this is going to be, again, a great accent plant. You can, if you wanted to put it into a large pot, you absolutely could do that. Think about like by your pool, or by your patio and underplant it with some annuals. Of course, obviously it can go directly into the landscape as well. So there are tons of options for you as far as trees go. The world is your oyster, my friends, so have fun. But this is a great time of the year, especially here in the South, because we want to plant these trees and get them established before the heat of the summer hits. So look around. What do you need? Do you need privacy? Do you want flowers and fragrance? Do you want foliage color but not necessarily flowers? So tons of options for you. If you are local and you're coming to see us at the garden center, we have these while they last. And also, come on Saturday, grab your trees, because y'all, one, we've got a couple things happening on Saturday, super fun. So we're going to have the coffee truck is coming back. She was here 2 weeks ago. Y'all, when I tell you I was jacked up on coffee all day, because the menu is fantastic, delicious coffees. And even if you don't like coffee, which if you don't, I'm sorry, but come and look at her trailer. The food truck is so stinking cute. Precious. So we're gonna have that. She'll be here first thing in the morning as soon as we open, and we'll be here through, I think, early afternoon. And then lunchtime, we have a Mexican food truck that will be here. So I personally have not eaten there yet, but Brian, who works with us, loves this place and says it is delicious and divine. So I will be having coffee and Mexican on Saturday. And then of course this Saturday, because it's the third Saturday of the month, we will be hosting our free workshop here at the Garden Center. Starts at 10 o'clock. Come on down. So Cece and I are going to be leading this, talking about getting that garden transitioning with these cooler months, setting yourself up for success with cool annuals, different kinds of plants. So we're going to have a lot of fun. 10 o'clock. You do not need to sign up. Just be here at the nursery. So maybe at 9:45, grab your cup of coffee, head on over to us, and we're going to have fun talking about those spring plantings and setting your garden up for success. So we look forward to seeing you. If you want to look at the other workshops, because we're going to have them every month, I will link that events page for you. So yeah, as always, we so appreciate you. Hope you have had a fantastic day, learned a little something. Maybe you picked out a tree. You know, if nobody buys the Geisha Gone Wild, then I guess I'll just have to take them home with me. So you really don't want this tree. It's a terrible tree. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.